Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm excited for you to join us today. Thank you for being here. Ash, welcome. Really
Thank you so
excited to
much.
part with you on this initiative. You're welcome. Appreciate you being here.
Same here.
Ash and I decided to partner on this initiative because of how much attention is going on within the world of AI, of course, and what's going on in organizations. And I'm going to ask Ash a few questions to share a little bit more about Atlas and what it's all about. Sound good,
Sounds
Ash?
sounds fantastic, Graham. So I was working for ProSci, which is the change management company, almost McKinsey level when it comes to change management. And I went across the US at a number of organizations who were working on big AI projects. Some of them were working on big traditional ERP implementations, whether it's Workday, SAP, and others. And the fascinating thing that I saw happen in every one of those situations was it wasn't the technology that was tripping these organizations up. It was the human side of business. It was how much impact these initiatives are having on people and how the leaders need to figure out how to manage and get everybody to believe in the vision and make things move forward. So that's really what inspired the program, the Atlas program, because a lot of organizations are so actively trying to pursue AI initiatives, but a lot of them are tripping up and we just fascinating to see the level of failure that's happening based on the number of studies coming out of MIT and Harvard. And that's why this program is very timely given what organizations are trying to do.
Thank you, Ash. Why don't you tell us about how the idea for the Atlas program came about when it comes to some of the aspects of where the specifics came from? Anything come to
Absolutely.
mind there? Yeah.
Yeah, so as I was working at these companies, whether it's Workday or the state of Washington, the San Francisco Airport Organization, Boston Scientific, and a number of other companies, again, the struggle that they were having was how can they, number one, help leaders who are being asked to sponsor and lead these initiatives, understanding what does it actually mean to be a sponsor. And that essentially means that these leaders need to have an evangelist side to them, a storytelling side to them, someone that understands how human beings survive and thrive when it comes to change. And that's what I've discovered that understanding this idea of stakeholder engagement and stakeholder centered change is what it's all about. And what this program does, it helps all of those leaders that are being asked to program manage and lead change to figure out how do I actually build the conditions for success for these initiatives. And that's really what inspired the whole program.
And then how exactly does the program work itself when it comes to, the X's and O's of how does the program execute? How do you teach people things of that nature?
Absolutely. So the way we've designed it, similar to the programs that I have running at Cisco, and given, of course, how busy people are, the fact that most people now are working remotely from home offices or around the globe. So what we have designed this program, we designed it as a cohort style program specifically for a single organization to say to Graham and Ash, we need Atlas for our organization. And what we will do is we will do 6 virtual workshops at, on your favorite a webinar software that you might use, whether it's WebEx or Zoom or something else. So we'll bring these leaders together in 6 virtual workshops, but then the magic does not stop with these 6 sessions. What we actually do afterwards is we basically think about how can we handhold these teams, bring them together in 12 pods that happen on a bi-weekly basis. Each pod is about 5 individuals, and hopefully these 5 individuals are working on the same AI initiative. So we actually help them implement the ideas from the program by coming together in these pods over a 6 month period. And then we make sure that each one of them has action learning exercises that are related to the initiative that they're managing. So that's how the program is structured. It's structured to really help 10, 15, 20 people within the same organization who are being asked to jump in and make AI work for the organization to also understand how do I lead and manage change effectively. And that's really how we've designed the program.
Thank you, Ash. And then why cohort based? When it comes to like why can't I just take this off the street, just anybody?
That's a great question, and I think it because a lot of the time what people need to do, especially on high stakes initiatives, they really need to get to know one another really well. And what this program does, in addition to its focus on this idea of understanding the stakeholders, one of the things that a lot of project teams don't do enough of is actually getting to know one another really well and understanding how they themselves have a relationship with change. How do they address it? How do they manage it? Because a lot of the time, if I am used to driving a car at a very fast pace on the freeway because I believe so much in the vision that I'm running, this program basically tells them that, you know what, some people on the team may not be the same way. Even people in the same cohort may not be in the same manner thinking about change. And that's really where a cohort style, especially for the same organization, creates a culture around how do we lead and manage change around AI initiatives, and building that culture with them. Then you are essentially then creating an opportunity to build on that change network from the cohort program that you built together. They can become the change champions. They can share their knowledge and expertise with other people. And that's why I think having a cohort is the genesis of building a culture around. It's not so much the technology that's actually going to make us succeed. It is how well we weave the change and lead the change within the organization.
So, what comes to mind is more of a leadership lab where it's really integrated with your actual real work versus a separate like training program as many have taken
Exactly.
before.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll definitely share examples that we've seen in other organizations. And I think the fact that we are going to take the projects that they're working on and make sure that we take them sequentially on how do I build a stakeholder map? How do I build a sponsor engagement plan? What does this look like when I need to work with the specific leaders and help them articulate the vision and the story behind the change so that they can become much more effective in getting the point across within the organization, and also understand that this is an iterative process that they need to engage these audiences in.
Certainly. How can people bring Atlas to their organization?
They need to reach out to Graham or to Ash on LinkedIn. Definitely reach out to us, Ash at executivegreatness.com. And I'm sure Graham on his LinkedIn profile, you can find his contact information. Let's make sure this happens to you. We're so busy with a lot of other companies, but we can definitely selectively work with organizations that are trying to make a difference with their AI initiatives and make sure they don't end up becoming a statistic in the MIT study, spending millions of dollars and not seeing the ROI within the organization.
Thank you, Ash. Appreciate the insights here on Atlas. And we'll hope to see everyone also on April 28th for those interested. We'll have a couple from the C suite in technology space joining us on April 28th at 12 p.m. Eastern as well. So looking forward to that.
Fantastic. So awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that, Graham. So we're definitely looking forward to speaking with people who are in the trenches and see what AI examples they can share with us about the initiatives that they are running and what are the success factors that they have been able to identify. Thank you so much, Graham, for mentioning that as well. So
Thank
definitely join us.
Yes, definitely. We'll see you then. Thank you, Ash. Appreciate your time. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Graham. Bye bye.